Yeah.
Right, well, we're live. Hello everybody. Good afternoon to this Q&A. So the purpose of this video is to answer the questions that people were posting while I did the live stream the other day of the fruit bowl, and to give you all an opportunity to just join in today and ask anything you want to regarding my wood turning, where I'm at, what I'm doing, anything really. The floor is totally open, so yeah, I'll welcome most questions, whatever's on your mind, that's fine. So yeah, we'll spread the love with wood. So I've got Nicola with me this afternoon, so say hi, Nicola.
Hi.
So Nicola's going to read out the questions that people left the other day, so we're going to get started with that first of all. So when you're ready.
Shall I tell you, we've got Aaron Rosner, he said first. Lindsay Gardner said second.
Yeah. Cool.
So do you want to tell people how you film these videos?
Right, yeah, first of all, these live videos that I'm doing, it's with my iPhone. It's an iPhone 5C, that's my phone, and obviously it's got all the accessibility options turned on for blind users, so absolutely practically every function that the phone can do, it will speak to me and guide me through the process. So every part I'm touching on the screen, it will tell me what I'm touching. So to go live being blind on an iPhone, it just takes a few simple steps. I'll start the YouTube app running, and then I will click go live, select a title which I dictate verbally using the accessibility options. It takes a thumbnail, so I have to be on the ball and be pointing the camera, the phone, at what I want as a thumbnail, which is normally the project. And then it says go live. So that's it. A few simple steps. iPhone 5 on a tripod in a phone mount. So yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, yeah, so that's that.
Mike Waltz joined. He says, howdy doody both.
You alright, Michael? How are you doing, me young fella, my lad?
Lindsay Gardner says, any good tips on how to use a skew?
Yeah, watch Mike Walt. Yeah, a skew chisel, I have used it. Obviously, it can be a bit of a widow maker, but that's not to say don't use it. Just nice and careful, ride the bevel as always, and just practice and take your time. But yeah, there's no need to be afraid of anything, just caution and practice. Yeah.
Only True Anfo Man says, hi Chris, greetings from Poland.
Greetings, Poland.
Aaron says, I have seen those options before. You are saying that they really do work well.
Yeah.
That's your accessibility. Sean Needham, hi all.
Hi Sean.
Mike Walt says lol.
Lol, yeah. Dignified as ever, Mike.
So the other questions that were asked, David Richard Julie asked, is that what you got from James Barry? So I'm not sure what you were using.
Right,
at
yeah,
that point.
what he's referring to is when I just sharpened the carbide cutter tip the other day. Now that was a Trend credit card. I bought that actually from a builder's merchants a few years ago. Once I'd first heard about the benefits of Trend diamond stones and credit cards. So what I actually bought from, if you can just hung up on the wood over there, Nicola, there's a little diamond tapered file. I don't know if you can see it.
Stand on.
It's hung up on a nail on the piece of wood where my tools are. There's a big piece of wood with my tools on.
Yeah, got it.
Hung up on a nail.
There
This is David Richard Julie. This is what I bought at UKIS. It's a Trend tapered diamond file. So I bought this and I've sharpened the bandsaw blades with it. It did a great job, and I've used it for also just putting an edge back on my roughing gouge and things like that. So great bit of kit. So that's, yes, that's a Trend, the Trend thing I bought at UKIS from James Barry, but I've also got a James Barry Trend credit card, which I used the other day.
Beep Beep Coyote says, "Hi Chris, was just wondering how the fruit bowl was attached to the lathe on the underside whilst you carved the front. Cheers from Australia."
Okay, it was held with the faceplate. I'm going to get up for this. Just yeah, when the bowl blank was first mounted, it was held on with this faceplate, which came supplied with the lathes. Obviously, it's an M33 spindle thread. It's nice and robust and chunky, and it has a couple of the little Allen set screws to hold it securely to the spindle as well. So it was faceplate mounted, and then when I was hollowing out the middle, the main guts of the bowl, it was on a mortise in expansion mode on the chuck.
Okay. Sean Needham says, "Woohoo, made it, still awake, 12:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So what else have we got?
So you're on what are you drinking, Sean? Lots of tea and coffee, or you got a couple of cold ones there?
Why weren't you using Yorkshire grit?
I did use Yorkshire grit on the fruit bowl that I've just done. I use Yorkshire grit as normal on every part, so I don't know if that's just something that you'd missed or I hadn't explained it, but I use Yorkshire grit on the outside and inside and everywhere on it, so I did.
Do you have a recipe for your sealer?
Well, if you're referring to the sanding sealer, it's just chestnut cellulose sanding sealer that can be purchased from lots of different places, Woodturning suppliers, and it's going back to Mike Wall many videos ago when I first started to listen to Woodturning and tried to build up a picture of all the things I'd need. 3-to-1. It's 3 parts cellulose sanding sealer cut back with 1 part cellulose thinners, and it flashes off quicker. You'll get more longevity out of the product. It's more cost effective. It works perfectly fine. So that should answer that. But if you mean the paste I was brushing on, that was a lemon oil and beeswax paste that Mick Ambry gave me at UKISS, and also I've had a pot from Tracy Owen, but that seals the fibres to reduce tear out. So I should have covered all the bases with that.
Alan Ball, hi from Hailing Woodturner here in Hampshire.
Hi Alan.
Only true Anfo man, you can set handwriting on dial-in accessibility settings.
Oh right.
So we'll have a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Thank you very much. We will have a go.
I think that was all the questions really from the video.
Okay.
Sean says, had some coffee earlier, laying in bed watching on tablet.
Okay.
So I suppose the question is, has anybody got anything else they'd like to ask?
Yeah, we're going to be here till
4-ish.
4-ish. So we've got probably about 20-25 minutes left now. So yeah, it's an open floor. Anything that's on your mind doesn't have to be wood turning related. It can be questions about my disability, anything. You know, I'd have to draw the line at some things, obviously, but 99% of things are fine. So anything that's on your mind you'd like to ask me, where I'm up to, where am I going, and what's in the pipeline in the future. You know our thing that we got from Axminster, shall I show?
Yeah.
Yeah. While you guys are thinking up maybe a question, got something great to show you. So this hasn't been made official or spoken about until now. But
Mike Walt says, why are you from Manchester?
because all the best people are. So you might just have to move the tripod around, Nicola, maybe, just to and help me orientate this.
Well, you're right way up now. Hang on a sec.
Oh, you do?
Right, got you. There you go.
So what do you think about that, folks? Can you see it all?
You've just moved it, hang on.
Hold on.
That's better, that's better.
Can you see it all?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Pretty snazzy, eh? So, yes, this is... I'll explain more as to how this has happened, and I'll explain what probably a lot of people are thinking. Oh, you know, he's... back. Be careful.
Yeah, I know, it's just there's no picture on your screen. It's fine on my phone.
All right, okay. So, yeah, basically, I'm supported by... I'll just put that there. Axminster. I'm not sponsored by them, and I haven't received any money. No money's exchanged hands. It's basically that right from the get-go, when I started going into Axminster, they were so nice to me, and they got the blind thing straight away, and I've lost count of the amount of places that I've been in, and it's not their fault, but they're just... You don't get switched on to the blind thing. Axminster did from the get-go. Phil Lewis, the store manager there, and all his staff have always been so polite and kind and helpful. They've let me go around and handle anything I've wanted to. They've always said, do you need a chair? Do you want to sit down when I've been there a long time? They've looked after me when I've been there, listening to demos, getting me drinks. Been so helpful with me in store when I've purchased things, and of course that makes a big impact on somebody, especially when you can't see what you're doing. So right from the get-go I felt at ease and very safe and happy in Axminster, and the store's beautiful, the layout's beautiful, and obviously our relationship has begun to grow, and I've spent a lot of time and, to be honest, a lot of money in there. So Phil Lewis, was talking to me one day, and he said, yeah, we'd love to get a banner made with, with your logo on and our logo, showing that we support what you do and who you are and what you're trying to achieve. So, of course, I said, yeah, that'd be so cool. And I'm going to tell people of my and share my great experiences in a great shop. Of course I am. People are very quick to jump on bad experiences, but why not talk about great experiences we've had? So they are also getting me there's a new Axminster smock coming out, and he's going to try and get me one of those, so that's in the pipeline as well. So yeah, I've got a couple more demos coming up, and also Axminster at Nuneaton has just asked if I can do a demo next year for them, which we've provisionally said yeah, we'd love to. So a few more Axminster demos have been sorted out. Yeah. So yeah.
Only True Info Man, how are your feelings about Brexit?
How are my feelings about Brexit? Not bothered. Not bothered. I mean, we're going solo, and we're going to be detached from Europe. It doesn't really impact me greatly in what I do, and I've got enough to contend with. So yeah, it is what it is, and we've just got to get on with our lives as a separate entity again, and that's the end of it. So no, I'm not massively bothered by it.
Brett Cunningham, I think you are amazing, and are you going to make us central, as I have bought my weekend tickets and hotel for the whole weekend? Brett, which hotel is it? Are you staying? Is it the Hilton?
Yeah.
The things are.
Yeah. Hi Brett, thanks for popping along. Yes, I'm going, and I am appearing on stage there. So Nick Zametti That's one of the driving forces, if not the driving force, behind the whole Maker Central thing. Yeah, we've been in touch with him, and yeah, they booked me to do a demo at Maker Central. So yes, we're there the whole weekend, and Brett, you must come over and meet and say hello.
Alan Ball, as a fellow woodturner, we all think health and safety when in our workshops. How do you go about health and safety when blind? Do you have somebody with you while turning?
Health and safety is very important, more so to me, but I don't have anybody with me while I'm turning. Nicola works full time, so that's out of the question. I just have to be very vigilant. By the nature of my disability, I have to start and stop and feel a lot. I'm listening more than others will be, not only to help me produce a good project, but for safety. So, but yeah, obviously I have the dust extractor, and when I'm not filming, I'm more on the ball regarding dust masks and things like that. But yeah, same precautions as anybody else. Dust masks, dust extraction, approaching the tool carefully, rubbing the bevels, not putting your hands anywhere near a machine until it stops rotating or a blade stops cutting. Same things really, just listening out more and just being more aware, but it all comes quite naturally to me.
Arthur Chuckinski, what kind of wood do you like to turn?
Hi Arthur, all types of wood. For different reasons. I like the challenge of a real hard piece of wood and having to fight it. I love turning, I do like turning chamfuta and yew, and elm is really nice, sycamore's lovely. I've turned a lot of oak and ash, and they're quite hard woods, but I've always had good results and made some beautiful things out of oak and ash. I like the feeling of the things like Purple Heart, how they're almost very powdery and almost minute fibrous particles. I love the feel of them touching the back of my hand, and it's a nice sensation. So yeah, I like all woods really. I've been surprised by turning some woods that I thought were going to be, you know, really difficult, like some ebonies and things like that, and found them no trouble at all. So yeah, I love all woods, and I love the different feels of them, the different smells of them, and the different textures. And oh yeah, anybody is probably the same that's seriously into some sort of woodworking. Excuse me.
Beep Beep Coyote, could you show the different wood chisels and what they're used for? Great Q&A, by the way.
Different wood chisels. So I'm just going to go and grab some of the chisels that I use. So bear with me just a second. This is the beauty of having everything at hand and a place for everything and everything in its place, sort of. So this is just a small selection of my most commonly used tools. So obviously you've got a roughing gouge here, essential for spindle turning. Like everyone says, you would not use this on a bowl blank because you'll get a catch, a very severe catch, because of the tips here on the profile, and you'll be on a highway to hell, to coin a phrase from AC/DC. Yeah, so roughing out, spindle work, essential, great tool. Once you've got the basic techniques down, fast removal, and yes, a must have.
Pass that here.
Pass that back, thank you. Parting tool, not only just for parting off, but you can do beads, and if you can do some shaping with it too. Has a lot of different uses. Typical. Got a frog in my throat. So parting tool for parting work off. This, believe it or not, parting work off is the area of wood turning where I have to concentrate the hardest, and it doesn't freak me out, but parting work off is where I really have to concentrate, because not being able to see the work, and they can get a bit of an oscillation and a wobble on, and I can't see the speed. So yeah, parting tool, another essential. What have we got here? Let's feel this. Spindle gouge, primarily for spindle turning, as the name suggests. I've got quite a long sweep back on that. I think someone spiked me tea. So yeah, I always keep that super sharp. Love it to death, but you can use it on different works as well, and you can use it on bowls too. So pass that back. Carbide cutters. Obviously a lot of you will recognise this as Glen Teagle's carbide cutter. This is the round tipped one. Really safe and easy to use. You can still get catches, can still be very dangerous, but a lot more forgiving than a bowl gouge for me. So I have that safety net, so use that all the time. And as in the fruit bowl video, I took the tip off and give it a sharpen, which is perfectly fine with a credit card. And then I've got, this is my Tracy Owen, one of the Tracy Owen fine finishing tools. So it's a scraper. Works really well. I love the fact that it's this round bar stock. It gives me great confidence and support, and I love the little angel hairs and little fine shavings you can get on with a delicate touch. So that's really it. Obviously I could go into greater depth in the future and talk about every single tool, but that's the bread and butter, the meat and veg as it were of what I use.
Okay. Where's Scunthorpe?
Scunthorpe, that's over on the east coast of,
right, okay,
of the UK.
Lindsay is saying, please keep up the good work, and I hope you can come up my way in North Yorkshire one day. Great inspiration to us all. Yeah,
I've been booked to do a demo next year in Scunthorpe, Lindsay, so we'll post more details, or you can find details on my website,
yeah,
as to upcoming events, which Nicola keeps up to date as regularly as she can.
Only True and Foman, I am starting a channel with tips and tricks for the blind.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. So, yeah, I look forward to hearing that, and you must, yeah, let me know when they start coming up. It's like optic nerve, but good on you, mate.
Do you want a drink?
Well, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, excuse me.
Go and get you some later. That's all the questions now.
Oh, and yeah, the other day when I'd finished the last part of the fruit bowl and I dropped the phone, it's because I walked into the bench. So, yeah, I was coming round to show the fruit bowl, and I walked into the bench with my right arm. It caught, in fact it caught my hobby lathe, and it sort of scared me a bit. So as happens when you're blind, the slightest little touch can sometimes make me jump a lot. So anyway, it made me jump and I dropped the phone, and then it's anybody's guess as to what happened, but yeah, luckily I've completed the project. So
Arthur Chokinski, did you know blind woodturner in the UK or in the world? I'm not sure I understand what that means.
Am I the only blind woodturner in the UK or in the world?
I don't know.
Was it Arthur, did you say?
Yeah.
Right, Arthur. Sorry about this, I think it's clearing up a bit now, whatever it is I've had stuck down there. There are very few completely blind woodturners in the world like me. As far as I'm aware, I may be the only one in the UK. There is someone in America called David Dedra, who I think is completely blind. But yeah, we're very thin on the ground. There's literally only a few of us, 2 or 3. But as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one that's very prolific and wanting to push sort of like the envelope and try different things as gung-ho as I do anyway. So,
do you know any other blind wood turners?
There's Bill Mooney.
Yeah.
Bill Mooney was at UKISS. Now, Bill Mooney has got some sight, so if something's very close up to his face, he can make it some detail out. Because when he does some pen turning, you said, Nicola, his face is right up to his
he's
work.
only got a very tiny bit of sight.
Only a tiny little bit of sight, but he has got some sight and it can help him in certain situations. So Bill Mooney's the only one. I'm sure there's lots of wood turners that you know, have got bad eyesight and they need lenses, or I do know, I was talking to someone the other day who's, oh, his name escapes me and that's shocking, it's bad manners, but I was talking to somebody the other day who's going through sight loss and is either a wood turner or is a woodworker. So yeah, there's quite a few people out there with visual impairment that turn wood.
Alan Ball, how did you get into wood turning?
Good question, Alan, and I'm asked this one a lot.
You need to get your thing off the stand.
I'll go and get why I got into wood turning, and this is it. This is, and I've kept it for posterity. It's a vampire stake, and this is just a simple piece of pine. And I wanted to make a vampire stake because I'm a huge horror fan. Love the vampire genre of horror films, and I didn't want to just whittle a piece of wood. It wasn't the effect I was going for. I wanted something a bit more stylised, so that's my, right here in between my fingers is the reason I took up wood turning, to make this, believe it or not. So there you have it, and it's kept over there in a little bracket as a reminder of how it all started, and obviously it progressed into all the other things that most woodturners do, the bowls and goblets and candlesticks and pens and things. So, but there you have it, folks, the start of it. Blind woodturning genesis.
Only True Anfro Man says he's another blind wood turner.
All right, well there you go. So is he complete? Are you completely blind, or have you got severe visual impairment, or just curious, just wanted to know? But you can always drop me a line, PM me, and let me know more about your story. So that'd be cool, and then we can share it. So, yeah. But yeah, good on you, mate. You keep rocking.
That's all the questions so far. Has anybody got anything else they'd like to know?
Anybody? Any other questions? You at the back, sir. Have you got any questions, Nicola?
What's your next project going to be?
My next project, what? Just one that I'm going to video, or just what am I doing tomorrow?
What are you going to do next in terms of what are you going to make next?
Well, I'll be in the workshop tomorrow, and I've got, if you feel over there, I've got a little piece of teak. It's already got the wood screw in. A little piece of teak, and I think this is from David Richard Julie. When he came over, this was some of the wood he gave me. I think so, anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, David, but I'm going to do a little teak bowl for Horton Tower for their gift shop. It's a nice little bowl, and it won't take me long to do. So it's a little teak bowl I'm going to do, and I'll probably make a start on that tomorrow. Whether or not I'm going to video it is another thing. I could do, I suppose. So yeah, a little teak bowl, that's going to be my next project for Horton Tower. And if people haven't heard me talk about Horton Tower, Horton Tower, it's a 45, it's a castle really, but its correct term is a fortified medieval manor, and it's literally a 5-10 minute drive from here, and it sits upon a hilltop, and it's owned, still privately owned, although there is a trust set up for it, by Lord and Lady de Horton. So it's Sir Bernard de Horton and his wife Lady Rosanna de Horton, and they found out about me and we had a meeting, and the relationship between woodturning and a medieval castle, and it's full of Tudor furniture and great tables and chairs and 4-poster beds, and the correlation was there between woodturning, which is a craft that has endured for many hundreds of years, and yeah, I make stuff. I've done demos for them, so this is going to be for Horton Tower, for the gift shop, where I have a selection of my work on sale in there.
Only true Anfo man says totally.
Totally, right, okay, so me and you are talking off the same hymn sheet, is it? Is that
Yes.
it? Yeah. Singing from the same hymn sheet. So, yes, okay, and a blind woodturner too. So, yeah, there you go, but you'll agree, there's only a few of us, so, but it's totally awesome, and it just goes to show that, and it reiterates what I've said, anything's possible if you put your mind to it. So much power to you, and yeah, that's completely awesome, completely awesome.
Tracy Keaton says hello all.
Hello, hi Tracy.
Brett Cunningham, what do you like making the most and what do you not like turning?
What don't I like turning? I haven't come across anything as of yet that I've thought, oh, I wouldn't turn that again. I think to sort of like put a different slant on that, what don't I like turning, it's when I've had a certain a project going and the piece of wood hasn't sort of like played ball, and it's been punky, or it's had a crack in it, and it's been a struggle. I love turning pens, love turning bowls, goblets, candlesticks, magic wands. One thing I would like to have a go at turning on my long lathe is a baseball bat. I'd like to make a baseball bat. I always remember hearing Carl Jacobson turn a baseball bat, and I thought that would be a pretty cool thing, you know. Something nice and long, so nothing that I hate at the moment. I'm sure there will be something that will crop up and I'll go, not doing that again, but as of yet, nothing.
Mike Atkinson says hi.
Hi bro.
Only true Anfo man says he's starting in wood turning.
Oh right, okay.
Brett Cunningham says I don't like turning, is it Wengi?
Wengi. I don't think I've turned that, Brett, actually, yet. So, why don't you like turning that, Brett? And maybe you can give me a bit of a heads up here as to why it's so tricky. So, come back to me with an answer on that, Brett. So, Anfo man, so you're just getting into wood turning. Well, stick at it and enjoy it and take your time and be safe. Have lots of fun, and you will absolutely love it. And it's a great hobby, so yeah, don't quit. Not dead, can't quit. Remember that. Yeah. Anything else?
No. That's all the questions so far.
Okay.
Beep Beep says, thanks for answering my questions, Chris. Huge thumbs up from me. Looking forward to more calls, videos in the future.
Thank you very much, Beep Beep. Yeah, plenty more to come. There's so much more I want to do. Sometimes it's hard to implement all the ideas that I've got. Certainly I want to do some natural edge stuff, and I want to do more lidded things, and yeah, it's just time, really, just time.
Tracy Keaton, what type of finish do you enjoy the most on your pieces?
The type of finish I enjoy the most, it's the one that I do all the time, unless it's a heavily textured piece, and then I'd use Danish oil, but mostly it's the wood is sanded, then sealed, then Yorkshire gritted, and then it's friction polish and then carnauba wax, and that generally suffices, and it gives me a beautiful finish that everyone seems to remark upon. But I prefer that type of finish. The high gloss finish I like.
Alan Ball, have you ever been asked to make a duplicate item like furniture finials or stair spindles?
No, but I have.
You've done a pair of candlesticks.
I've done a pair of candlesticks and the pocket watch stands.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I have got a video of a pocket watch stand, but it's a video in the traditional sense that needs editing and uploading. There's an auctioneer in Cheshire called Simon Russell, and he sells pocket watches and pocket watch stands on his auction website. And I got to meet him one day in the village here, and he was impressed by my work, and we got talking. So he ordered a few pocket watch stands. Now the last lot I did 5, and they all had to be as identical as I could make them. So it has a turned base with a dish in the base. Then it has a post, and then the post has a hook. So the hook holds the pocket watch, and then the chain dangles and collects in the dish at the bottom. So they all had to be the same. They were all out of oak. So that's my sort of like production turning. No one's ever asked me to do a couple of spindles for a table or a chair as of yet, but I have replicated work, and it's a great challenge for me because I can't see what I've just done. So yeah, immense challenge, but I pulled it off, and he loved them and he paid for them. So yeah, it was a great challenge that, actually, and I did enjoy it.
Only true info man. My main thing is alcohol making. Making wines and.
Is that you, Lucas? Amphone man.
I don't know.
Okay, Amphone man. Is that you, Lucas?
He says fruit and herbs. Brett says it's so dusty, it covers everything, even if you have extraction. It is short grain and can catch easily. Right, okay, well thanks for that. And in fact, when I've turned Purple Heart in the past, Charlie says it looks like there's been a massacre in the workshop. But okay, thank you so very much for that, Brett. So Wengi, it sounds similar to Purple Heart. Yeah, very dusty and fibrous, and right. So I'll be on my game with dust extraction and protection with that. What's your opinion on lathes? This is Barry Demers or Demers. Sorry if I've not said that right. Watching your videos has me rather sold on the USA version called a Colt. Anything for me to watch out for?
Lathes. There's so many great lathes out there now. If that Colt sounds, it's not a brand that I'm familiar with at the moment, but if it has all the features that you need and it's had good reviews and it's up to the job that you need it for, fine, go for that. It's, you know, if you've done your research and you spoke to people, that's what more can you do apart from bite the bullet and buy one. I love Axminster lathes. They've never let me down. They're very reliable. The trade series are obviously built to be used all day, every day. Obviously the big Jet lathes, the American brand Jet and Powermatics and Robust, beautiful. If someone said to me, you know, would you like a Robust or a big Jet or a Powermatic? course, who wouldn't? You know, I'd bolt on another wall. But yeah, the Axminster lathes that I'm using, and the record power lathe that was my first lathe, they've all worked really, really well, and I've got no complaints about any of them. So, touch wood.
The Colt is equivalent to the Axminster 1416, he thinks.
Right, so that sounds like it's my 1416. So yeah, if it's Colt's version of the 1416, which is the one just to my left here, which I use, if it's anything like that, it's a fine machine. It really is a fine machine. Yeah, you won't go wrong with that, and unless you get into some real big stuff, I honestly don't think you need anything more than that.
Trace Keaton, I also would like to know if you learnt to turn before you went blind, or is this something that you conquered afterwards?
No, I'd never turned a thing whilst I was sighted. I lost my sight in 2008, so 9 years ago, and I took up wood turning about 3.5 years ago, 4 at the most. So I'd been blind a long time before I took up wood turning, and it was just to make the vampire stake initially. So I'm completely self-taught. I'd never had a lesson, never been to a wood turning club. It was a case of listening to YouTube for about 4 or 5 months, and that was being serious about it and sitting down in front of YouTube, listening to it for many hours a day. Mike Walt primarily, it's his fault. Blame Mike for everything. I do. It's either that or global warming. So yeah, listened to YouTube for months, tried to assimilate as much knowledge as I could, built up a mental picture of technology, equipment, jargon, safety tools, techniques, and then I just went, bought a lathe, got some wood, got some tools, and taught myself.
Sean Needham, do you have any pics of the banjo that you were making for someone else? Would be nice to see the finished work with your part finished with it.
Yes, well, his name was Bryn, and when he came round, it's probably about a month ago now, isn't it? I did mention, you know, the viewers would love to see the banjo when it's complete, and he went, oh, I don't do camera work, and he didn't want to appear on camera, but we can get in touch with him, and if he doesn't want to appear on camera, when his banjo is completed, I'm sure he would let me have it for a video to show what it looks like, because he's made a few apparently, and he sounds like he knows his stuff. So yeah, hopefully a video in the future will show the completed banjo. I'm sure he'll let me do that, even if he's camera shy.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So.
What YouTube channel do you like and learn? That's Arthur Chokinski.
I learn a lot from all the woodturners that are on YouTube. Really, you'll learn something, whether or not it's a little nugget or a slice of information, or it's a project in its entirety. And I know we're going over and over and over again, but obviously Mike Walt, Carl Jacobson, I've listened to a lot of Jimmy Clue's stuff, and who else? Larry in the Trailer, and there's so many. I listened to Frank Howarth. He's very inspirational and very clever. I listen to a lot of Harvey, and that's the Canadian mad scientist. I've learnt a lot from him, and it's all the usual suspects, all the people that we all know. And yeah, I'm same as you guys. I listen to them over and over and over again, and they're popular and successful because the formula that they have for their channels works, and I enjoy it and learn a lot, and hopefully you guys are learning a lot from me, so you know. Selfless plug there.
Well, there's quite a few comments about how beautiful your pieces are and how you're an inspiration. Do you have an assistance dog from Only True and Foman?
I'm waiting for an assistance dog. In the UK here they're called guide dogs. So it's quite a long process. The initial assessment, where people from the guide dogs team come out, they talk to me. You have to fill in forms, they have to check my medical background to verify that I am blind, strange but true. They have to make sure that I've not got a criminal record with the police, I've never been done for cruelty to animals. They check how I walk, they make sure that when I'm out with my long cane, my blind cane, that I'm confident and I'm safe. The whole purpose of having a guide dog is to get me out and be more independent, and all the assessments are finished, so I'm on the waiting list for a dog, and that can take a long time because, like people, every single dog is different in its temperament, its personality, its size, its strength. So they really do take a lot of time making sure that the dog is suitable for me in lots of different ways. So I'm on the waiting list, so it can take up to 18 months, 2 years, depending on how long the list is. But when I do get my dog, I go away and I stay in a hotel for 10 days, and it's intensive training every day for 10 days with my new guide dog, and at the end of it you graduate, and that's so exciting. I can't wait.
Trace Keaton, what is the most difficult part of turning to do for you?
I think I mentioned this before. It's parting off, believe it or not, because a sighted woodturner, as you're parting, and then that little piece that you're parting is getting smaller and smaller, the diameter is getting smaller and smaller. A sighted woodturner can see, and then when they know that it's getting closer, can either go through that last bit with a saw, or they can go through to completion. I find it very hard to gauge when that critical point is, and if I've not judged it right, that piece that was held in place can just go woof 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 and off it goes. So I've locked the parting tool into my body, and I'm holding it and I'm listening. But parting off is what I find the most difficult, and that's the part that raises my anxiety levels a little bit, especially when I'm doing a demo like the goblet I was doing a few weeks ago at a demonstration. I was parting it off because you've just spent 2 hours making something. The last thing you want is to leave at a rapid rate of knots and be destroyed or damaged. So parting off is what I find trickiest, being blind.
Lindsay Gardner's got to go. Work calls. Keep up the good work and happy turning.
Bye, Lindsay. Thank you so very much.
The John C2. I'll answer this one. Hi Chris, I've had 3 calls on Be My Eyes, but each time I swipe to answer, the call ends. Am I doing something wrong? No, it happens to me all the time. I think I've done 2 actual Be My Eyes calls, but I've missed umpteen, and you have to be really quick off the mark.
Right.
I suspect what they do is the call actually goes out to multiple people, and it's like whoever's first to the buzzer gets it. But yeah, I've had that. It's just keep trying, really.
Pretty frustrating though if you're a volunteer and you really, obviously, you know, John is really keen. John's the turner from Swinton.
Oh right.
Alright, our kid. But yeah, it must be frustrating from a volunteer standpoint, because you go, yeah, wow, you know, I'm going to help someone, and then it gets, I think if you're not right there at that microsecond, it gets passed over to another volunteer.
But I suppose for the blind person, they don't want to sit there whilst we're
I've said
waiting
this.
for us to
I've
answer.
said that for the blind person that's calling, asking for help, they might be in a tricky situation or in a time-sensitive situation, out and about in a shop at a cash register. So the algorithm for the app is really, really quick and feisty.
He says, I feel guilty when I miss one. I know I do as well.
Well, it's, frustrating it must be, but hang on
it's
in
just
there.
disappointing because you kind of want to really do it.
I know.
The couple that I have done have been really good and interesting.
Well, that one where you were helping the guy in America cook a pizza.
Well, yeah, I failed though, didn't I? Because we couldn't get it to work.
Well,
but
that's
that
not.
was
Yeah, that was
limitation.
the oven. No matter what you told this guy to press, it didn't get the.
No.
But it was a strange oven in a friend's house. It wasn't his own oven.
Yeah. He says, hi, our kid.
All right, mate. Swinton, yeah. Mad for it.
Tracy Keaton, many blessings to you, sir. I will be always watching and always sharing.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Have a great day. What's left of it? We're early evening here now.
So the questions have stopped. Hang on. Arthur Chukinski, thank you, Chris. Your wood turning inspires me and your pieces are beautiful. I learn a lot from YouTube as well. Mike Walt was my first teacher. Anyway, keep turning.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Keep spreading the love with wood, and remember, when you're feeling a bit down and in anything in your life, just keep rocking, mate. That's what I keep saying. Just keep rocking. And thank you so very much for checking in this afternoon. Greatly appreciate it.
Well, we've kind of run out of questions. Has anybody got anything they'd like to ask?
What time is it?
I don't know. You are awesome, brother. That's Mike. John C2, I want to start turning pens, but there are so many kits and it's a bit confusing what fits what.
Why don't you come on over, John, and it's easier for you to come here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, my personal favourite as a user of pens is probably Taylor's Murfield, because their pens, when they're finished, are really, really nice.
Yeah.
I think Axminster, we've had some nice ones from there. The slimline pens are good, and there's been some of the fountain pens have been good.
Yeah.
But we probably start with Taylor's Murfield, really, don't we?
Yeah. But if you want to get into making pens and keeping the cost down for yourself and for the customer, the slimline pens from Axminster, they're a simple pen to do. But yeah, John, you're welcome anytime here. You're literally just down the road. Come and I can talk you through pens, pen turning, talk you through the equipment you'll need, and you can have a go. It's not going to cost you anything, mate. Just come over and we can have an hour having a brew, and it's easier for me to do it that way, and you will be able to see at first hand what's involved. But it's easy and so much fun. So there's the offer, mate. Get yourself down here. All right?
Yeah, I'll ask you a question.
Go on then.
What is the most challenging thing for you being blind on a day-to-day basis?
The most challenging thing for me being blind on a day-to-day basis, it's just trying to be as independent and as normal as I can. The amount of things that I lost from when I went blind, it's horrendous. And every day is a struggle. Coming in here, wood turning, makes me so happy and at ease. It's been great therapy for me. Every single part of my life's difficult, but I just persevere and keep going, and at the end of the day, I'm mentally exhausted. Nicola, you can vouch for that, can't you? I'm just concentration fatigue. Yeah. So we laugh about that statement, but it's true. Yeah, being blind is really, really hard work, and every part of my life is impacted by the disability. But I get a great sense of satisfaction from making it through another day and another wood turning project, and just trying to be as much of a happy guy as I can be, which I think I do alright at. Just act silly as well. I always find time to act silly.
John says, sounds great, I will bring the biscuits.
Cool.
Richard King, hi Chris, just seen you were on, thought I would say hello.
Hello Richard, glad you could make it. Have you got any questions, Richard, before we go? Don't forget, obviously, this will be uploaded to the channel.
Yeah.
And will be there permanently, but if you've got any questions, Richard, that you'd like to ask me before we sign off.
Alan Ball, I have to go now, hope we will meet one day at one of the shows. God bless, keep up the good work, and I'll keep watching.
Thank you very much, Alan, and thank you for the blessing. Have a great evening, sir.
Mike Atkinson, Chris and Nicola, this was awesome as always. Love you both.
Love you too, bro. You keep rocking. Say hello to Pops for me and all your posse over in Peoria, Illinois. And I promise we will get over there at some point. Right? So that'd be a dream for me to get over to you, but you never know what's round the corner. So, bye, bro. Woohoo!
Nothing, that's it.
That's it. Right then.
I think we should do these again.
Yeah, we'll do this again. So we're going to sign off now, folks. So thank you so very much for sharing a bit of our Sunday afternoon with us. The questions were awesome. And, yes. Well, in fact, while I'm on now, I will say this teak bowl tomorrow, this little teak bowl, I'll video it. So 10:30 AM tomorrow morning, British summertime, I will turn, live stream, a teak bowl which will go to Horton Tower. So 10:30, BST, GMT, ABC, XYZ, whatever you want to call it. So I'm out of here now. Thank you so very much, everybody. Bye. Thank you so very, very much. I really do mean it. Gonna get glitchy.
It came up, it's got a reconnect button on, so I don't know, you might have to press something else first as well.
Back.
Has it been like that all the time?
Yeah, but I mean, it's been fine. It's obviously been working, but there's it says reconnect down here in the middle, but I couldn't get it to do anything.
Well, obviously people have been asking questions, so it's been working, hasn't it?
Yeah. Is it gonna? Yeah, just